Hello, John Neal here, sign writer, and today I'm going to do a video about sign writing. I know my channel's got lots of different things on it, but this time it's going to be sign writing. I've got a board that I lost, so I'm going to have to do one again. There you go. I thought I'd just show you around a few things first. This is my box of tricks, and people have asked over again which pens do I use. Zig Postman pens. I mark out with a pencil crayon, as we call it. I don't know what it would be called elsewhere in the world. These are my brushes. You'll notice that to show on this big one, they're sort of get it straight. They're wide that way and thin that way. I get the brushes mostly from Rosemary & Co, which is a very good place, and the pens I get in Britain from BHMA, sorry, and you can get them from a marker company in the States. Put all those details on later. Right, let me also show you how I prepare the boards. This one I'm painting up. It's a regular, what we will call an MDF board, medium density fibre board. And I painted it black once. In fact, this is an old board, and I will use the black paint I'm going to use. It's not a blackboard paint as such. This is cheaper, better and faster. It's a masonry paint, smooth masonry paint, big tub of it, and I use a roller to put it on. So I've got to put another coat on here, and just like this. If I've done one board, I don't wipe the writing off, I just go over the top. Is that left-handed? Very good. Right, first T. Now you think this is a lens. It looks like a lens, feels like a lens, but it's not, it's a mug. Very good. Thank you, John and Katie. Thank you, John and Katie. Thank you, John and Katie. It's very clever because the lens cap keeps the dust out. Very good. Right, let's get this board dried and let's do some sign writing. Now to dry, I just use an old hairdryer which has stood me in good stead. And away we go. Before I start the sign writing, I'd just like to say hello to Tom Krikelius, I think his name is pronounced, from Milltown, Indiana. He had the good sense and honour to buy my DVD, both of them, and so hi Tom. And he's apparently very kindly sent me a mug in the post, but it's not got here yet, so it's still on with the lens. It's a lens, not a mug. It's a lens, not a mug. It's a mug, it's a lens that is a mug. Right, of course, to start I will, as usual, put a border around. I'll just mark it in crayon first. First things first, let's put the magic apron on. Oh, Tom's a magician, by the way. He sent this mug to me, and I think his magic powers made it disappear. I'm going to put the word Baha'i event, that's all. It's a board that I lost, so I'm going to have to do another one. And if you want to know what it means, look it up somewhere. I'll put a note somewhere for it. Right, I'm going to use this brush with the ink rather than the pen. The pen is properly shaped, and you can just use the pen to mark with, but it's a little bit more controllable if you use a brush. And I've just pushed the ink onto a surface there and picked it up with a brush. You noticed earlier I just shaped the brush to show you by putting it in my mouth. Make sure you never put the ink on, then put it in your mouth. Not a good idea. Okay, here we go. Holding the brush, of course, I'm going to put the word behind across there. I don't sketch it out as such. I sort of can see how big it's going to be. So this is going to be small letters and a little bit fancy, and these are going to be capital letters. Let's go. Hold the brush at that angle, so it's a right angle, sorry, 45 degrees to the board. And you get these lovely shapes going from thin, thick, back to thin again. And you get that nice little touch at the top, get that. And these tail off here are really nice to see. If you do an A, the line comes off here, but I need to go up there to make sure it joins up properly. Just have a quick glance across to make sure the two A's are very similar. Just put a bit more on there. Now I'll put that top and bottom to the H, so I must do the I in a similar way. In fact, there's an apostrophe there. There's actually an accent across there, apparently. Reasons unknown to me. Right, events. Now I might put a shadow off the bottom of these, which I've done before. It's very easy to do, very effective.
Walking in the sun, then we kick back on the grass. I grabbed myself a beer, then we began to laugh. Well, have you ever felt that the day will never pass? And then
I'll put plenty of ink at the bottom here, some more, so I've got space to just rub this down here. So that's dried a little bit, so I'll put a bit more on. Just do much more. That's better. Then all we need to do is to get a black pen, a thin one, get a ruler, put it across the bottom here, and fortunately they're all straight lines, straight letters, so they'll tighten up nicely, and I shall then just put across the bottom here. And you notice there's a space here. Behind event, that's okay. I might put behind event here. Well, there is a space for some more writing, so I'm going to put that across here. It'll fill that space up. It'll look like it's designed that way, but in fact I could have left it as event, but since there's a space, I'll put here in here. Having got this basic lettering down, then the next thing is to think how we might just elaborate and decorate. Basically what I'm going to do is I'll just show on this letter A here. Imagine that the lights come from this side. Got a smaller brush and put right, just to make sure that is nice and dry and I don't smudge it. A little bit of wet there. Right, I've decided I'm going to put a shadow. So imagine the lights come this way, which we've established with this. A shadow would appear on the left lower side of the letters. I'll do it in red and use this same size brush as for here. That's the same brush. Again, I want you to see the speed at which it happens. If you go too slow, you don't get the a clean effect. People often say, "Oh, you're doing that very quickly." Well, it's a controlled, fairly quick move. sometimes if I'm doing some shapes I'll practice them first, so you go around there and think, yeah, that's where it's going to go. Another advantage of the brush, of course, is that you can mix your inks and colours together. So I'm just going to make that pink, because I'm going to put a little dash at the bottom here. That's nice. This pink, and then I'm going to put some white on top of that as well. This is a little idea I've taken from the canal boats. Here in England there are lots of canals built in the 18th and 19th century, and they're now used for leisure rather than transport. But one of the design features on the boats was their lettering. It's a little bit similar to fairground lettering, and one of the tricks that they would employ would be to put some quite decorative effects on the shadows. The letters themselves would be quite flat really, and then be a lot of decorative effects on here. So I'll pinch that idea, and it adds a bit of sparkle to the whole thing. Right, that's just pink. I'm going to put some white on next, so I'll just dry that off good and proper. Okay, just with a regular pen, just put a dot on those with white. The whole thing should jump into life a bit more. In fact, it overlaps a bit, maybe it doesn't matter too much. Right, I'll show you another effect here. Oh, look at this. Do it again down here. Big blob of white, smudge it with your finger so it goes nice and circular, and then with a flick it comes off. I won't go too low, it'll interfere with this lettering. And we're virtually there, but for a little bit of this effect. Okay, there we have the finished board. Thank you very much for watching, and if you want to follow me on Facebook, I'll put the link on, just put John Neal, and if you want to, of course, buy the DVD, 45 minutes, one of them, and the other one's slightly shorter, but 35 minutes. They're available as downloads. Sometimes I wave around an actual DVD, though they're not DVDs anymore, they're just downloads, but you can get them from my website, which of course is, and I'll put it on the notes at the bottom of this YouTube video as well. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Happy lettering.